You know what it is. It's the Front Left podcast, Front Left of all conversations. You got myself, Tez, and I'm joined with
Trick or Treat.
Happening, Josh, LFTS.
Oh my god, excuse us guys, we're a bit, these man are a bit rusty, you know. Back in the studio.
In it, man.
Back to doing what we do as
We're
usual.
back here, man. Rona can't stop us, man.
Rona.
She can't stop
And we have a
us.
special guest in the building.
It's the UK. Wait. You could just tell from the laugh who it is.
Well, he hasn't even laughed.
No,
yet
you
properly.
did laugh.
I done a little laugh.
You did a little
Well,
laugh.
anyway, for people who don't know, it's our friend Crispin,
Crispin, man.
aka
Crispinion.
Crispinion, that's
Crispinion,
it.
not Crispionion, like people always say as well.
People say Crispionion.
Crispionion, yeah.
Yo, Crispionion a pen, you know.
Crispinion.
Okay.
Crispin's opinion, that's where it comes from.
Is that where it come from?
Crispin's
Didn't
opinion.
even know that, you know.
Crispinion.
I saw you post that, but at first I was reading it as Crispy Onion as well. I saw it, I was like Crispy Onion. I was like Crispy. No, I was like, nah, it's
Do you know?
Crispin's opinion.
That's funny, because do people think your name's Crispinion?
Yeah, some people do. Like, there's a few videos when I made, and people have commented saying, "Oh, raw, I didn't know your name was Crispin." When I've said my name, like, because I've like obviously spoke to myself, like kind of thing. Yeah, but yeah, nice Crispin, Crispinion.
That's I like that. Crispinion, and Teskey. People call him Teskey like that's his legit name.
Yeah, man.
So okay, so we're here. We're actually back. So you're our first guest in a while,
Jeez,
man.
come on.
First guest back in the
First guest
studio,
a
man.
while,
It's
innit?
been a
So,
while.
fucking during lockdown, you can see like there's been like a lot of trends and a lot of things that are really like capitalized on, and the main thing I've seen and boomed on was TikTok, and then your TikTok success. So yo, let's hear about your
Before you jump straight into it, so like, obviously just from your personality, like we can tell you're just a naturally funny person.
Right.
But like,
Gas me more.
but like, did you always have the intention to think, okay, I know I'm funny anyway, I need to show everyone, or it was just like TikTok has come about and now I can just be myself?
use that as a platform?
Yeah.
Nah, for me, it was more okay. I didn't consider myself as funny. It was more of I'd done like random videos that I found like, oh, I'd find myself funny kind of thing, but not like I would think other people did. Okay. So it wasn't until like I started to not care about what I was posting. Because even before TikTok, I was posting like IGTVs. So like I've done like where my mum's cutting my hair, or like little or like cooking with Crispins. So
The funniest one I seen was the one where you had the noodles, and she's like, "Where is the chicken?"
yeah.
I was like, she didn't want the noodles. She's like, the chicken. Where's the chicken? I was dying because I was like, yo, I can relate with that one.
Nah, she needed to cool down. But, so yeah, I've just always just been making like snaps as well. Like, so when TikTok started to get booming, it was actually one TikTok that made me want to download TikTok. It was from LV General. Like everyone was doing this duet.
The one from London.
Yeah.
He's
I know who LV General
You know
is.
who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on like Wall of Comedy and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
all that
Stuff, yeah. So he made this one TikTok, but loads of people did it. But when I seen him do it, then I thought, yeah, I want to do a duet. And it was like, I don't know if you've seen it, like, is the one where these girls, well, I think it's a family, and they're screaming at the screen or whatever, and people are just doing.
Is it the two white girls and they're screaming?
With the dad as well and the mum.
I seen one where
I know which one you
where
mean.
someone
Yeah.
then rub cream and they're like,
Yeah.
It's that one. Yeah.
it's that one.
But people
that video,
change.
Yeah, everyone done different versions.
Yeah.
So then obviously for me, I looked at it and thought, I want to do one version. So I done one, and then obviously after that, like I didn't use TikTok for like a month, and then I went back on it randomly, and then after I made like 2-3 videos. There's one particular video I made that I looked back and thought, oh yeah, I'm kind of decent at this. So then I just continued from there, and that's for me doing TikTok.
So I don't really. Do you know what's mad? I told you I only downloaded TikTok to watch your TikToks, and this old lady, the woman who the grandma that reacts to like all celebrities, she's actually a joke. But I don't get how can you edit like all the special effects in TikTok, or do people? Because I see some of these TikToks, I'm like, rah, you can't be doing this off no app software, man. This is something that you would do. You have to be a professional videographer to do this stuff. So I don't know how like.
So like of all the apps that you can like record and make videos, TikTok is the best, I think, personally, from what I've used, because you can do so much on it.
Okay.
But obviously, there are always going to be people that take it a step further, and like I reckon those people are going on the computer and doing like their own Photoshop stuff, and then
they edit on.
Yeah,
so you could do that, like edit it, upload it to your phone, and then just upload it onto the site.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like because this is how people then used to. I used to be like. Because we used to be young when Van come out, innit? He was like 14.
5 years ago or something.
And I used to be so baffled. Like, this is before I knew about like videography and stuff. I was like, rah, how are these man doing sick videos on iPhone 5s? Like, so it used to baffle me, and I was like, there's too much. Like, I used to think like, these men are so creative on just the iPhone in 6 seconds. How are you doing this? And then when I started getting into it properly, I was like, oh, okay. You've actually edited this properly. Yeah. So then, but I've seen like stuff on like TikTok, and I'm like, if this is what the app integrates, then that's actually, it's giving people now that additional skill. So you kind of getting the basics and what you need to learn in.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I reckon the more you use them, the more it becomes easier. But like, there's a lot that you can't do on the app. It's decent.
I think I've seen on TikTok a lot of people, because obviously I haven't made videos per se using TikTok, but I know you can, you know, when you do like a skit where it's from different perspectives, you can video something for 2 seconds, stop it, change, and video, and it continues from where you was. So you don't have to do multiple videos. So say like me and Crispin were doing a video, I could video something, stop, move, and then stand behind him and continue. Move.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So there's one I seen on yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. How do you find the one? See, the app confuses me because
you can save some.
So you can go back the thing that you scroll up on when you, I think that's the explore page.
Yeah.
It changes frequently.
For you page,
yeah. So there's one that I seen the other day where this.
He's laughing already.
This dude that I can't get over, and I've tried to find it. Man, it's actually banter. The first one was this kid, he was dancing, but the way he was dancing, where the views were coming like. It was at the bottom, then from the top, then from the side of the room. But it was so smooth, the transitions. It was like, I was like, oh shit, like, how is he getting this? Like, but it was electric. And then there's another one of like the Somali kid. It's so funny. It was so simple. But it was so simple, yeah. But it was electric, man. I can't. I'm gonna start laughing if I think about it more. But I tried to find it, and it doesn't save like what you've recently watched. So here's me on YouTube, Somali kid TikTok on TikTok. He was talking about like when you get. Oh, what was he doing? It was one about him and his mum. And I was like, Somali mums, Somali kid. I could not find it, and it was pissing me off. I was like, I'll never find it again because that For You page. Because I don't follow no one.
Yeah.
And it just changes on a regular basis.
I think if you use the app, Crispin will tell me better, but if you use the app and you look at certain things consistently, then the For You page kind of builds up like what you're more likely to want to see. So that's how the For You page stays. So then if you go off the app and then you go back onto the app, what happens, it will bring up things relating to the last thing you watched.
Okay.
And then you have on the other side is the following tab in there. Yeah, so the people you follow. So everyone you follow, it will show all the actions and stuff.
To be fair,
I'm still thinking of it.
If you like the video though, there is a section where it has.
I can't because I don't have an account.
Oh, you just got
okay, that's why.
See, I created the account and I follow you and I follow like one or other 2 people that follow me.
Yeah.
But I don't post because I don't really know like what to
You don't really need to.
I don't need to.
It's one of them.
Me.
You can just watch it and vibe from it.
But see, the thing is, like, I know like how a little bit like how like the algorithms and stuff like that work, but I thought, okay, I watch most of his videos. I'll get people that do the same thing, but I weren't getting on at that. And then one day I just seen like the laugh challenge and I thought, shit, I've seen this somewhere before. And it was just a mad thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely mad.
Before we actually jump on that, I wanted to ask, did you really just like think you could pursue it because of lockdown? Because I saw everyone jump on it because of like Corona. It was, for me, TikTok was one of them things where the week 1 of Corona was TikTok. Week 2 was like house party. Week 3 was like versus. We've had like different trends, and each one's kind of died. What was it? What was popping like the other week? I can't remember now. It's just disappeared. But each week had a thing of lockdown. But the thing that kind of stayed consistent was TikTok. But then towards like, I say like the second month of Corona, I started seeing like bare like different racism posts, and it was like, I was like, yo, the fuck is this? Like, I had like that stigmatism where I was like, yo, like this is meant to be banned, but then I'm seeing like racist man have a platform to talk shit. So then it made me think like, this is not what I want to be a part of.
This ain't the one, yeah. The thing is, like, because I did see all that as well. I've never actually seen like one like racist TikTok on my page or not on board, like. And I always sound like as if I'm defending TikTok, but like TikTok is just another social media site with, obviously you're going to get racist on it, but like we seem to forget like that Instagram and Twitter are full of them. Like what Katie Hopkins is just being flipping banned, just, you get me? Like so we like it's obviously going to be on it, but obviously because like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, TikTok is run by Chinese and they're just racist and da-da-da-da. But like, I've seen a lot of racism from other social media sites as well. But it was just one of those things where I feel like TikTok, because it blew I feel like it blew quick. It was so easy to jump on the F it, don't want it. Like, do you get me? But like, I personally haven't seen it, because obviously I remember people were saying as well about you know, Black Lives Matter. They're like shadow banning and stuff. But that's the word, isn't it? Shadow banning.
Yeah, shadow banning. Yeah.
But when I, like, as soon as I seen that tweet, I thought, shit, let me check it myself. But when I checked it, it wasn't. You get me? Like,
but you need to think as well. You will never see what are things are shadow banning. So the things with what shadow banning is, it's like your posts still get seen by an X amount of people. So let's like say like our account. The set people that can integrate like will see maybe a small percentage, but not a high percentage of what you would normally see. So say like a page that has 100k following, but their posts are getting like 5,000 likes and a couple engagement. That obviously be shadow banned, or the content that they're posting shit. So it's either two ways about it. So a lot of people as well, especially with who don't know about algorithms and content and so on, they're easily to say like, oh, my shit's not getting the reception it is because I've been shadow banned. No, you haven't been shadow banned, your shit is shit. So it's like, it's
straight facts.
Like,
Nah,
that's what, so a lot of some things do get shadow banned, but when it's like things like Black Lives Matter and things where a lot of pages and a lot of people are pushing, you can't really shadow ban them kind of things. And it can't really get moved in the whole algorithm changes because it's the same kind of post and the same kind of hashtag. So it's inevitable to do that. What did I actually want to say about that as well? But like, there was one TikTok and I still can't get over it to this day. It was that lad and the girl, we talked about it in the podcast, and she was like something about black. Oh, what was she saying now?
Was this the one where they put
In the
things
sink?
In the sink.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Basically, it's like there was like them TikToks going around where it's like I think it was like God made me like, and then you pour a bit of water, so I've got a big head.
I swear UK started that, you know, because I saw how they make Nigerian men.
Yeah,
and they just pour water.
I've seen
in
them
the
ones,
bucket.
yeah.
So someone did something similar to that, but then it was like these two white people, and like I think it was in a college in America or university or something, and then it was like how we make black people, and then it was like no dads
and add water and
like
stuff.
add water, and it was like
just mad.
You know, likely to sell drugs, and you know all these kind of negative stereotypes and stuff. But jumping on that, I feel also depending on where that TikTok comes from is who it's like advertised to, if that makes sense. So like when you said you personally didn't see it, I feel like maybe more Americans might have seen it because that's when it was posted.
But then they have that whole freedom of speech stuff, so they don't care. So it's one of them, like, it's got to the point where, but that's what I'm saying, it got to a period, and I don't really, it got to the period because everyone was locked up. And I always blame it because everyone, not locked up like technically, but physically, you was like restricted. So everyone's energy was pushed into like different avenues, innit? And it's the same thing where people are saying like, what now is what they deem as comedy, what is actually comedy? Because you need to think there was a period, or what just happened recently, like old TV shows have been pulled.
Yeah.
So like Little Britain and so on, so forth. But it's that argument now where what actually differentiates comedy and racism? Like, can't we have humor to that? So it's one of them. Like the stuff from Little Britain, I laughed off that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like we all did.
We all did, yeah.
And
It's sticky. It's sticky.
But that was a time where nobody cared. Like nobody cared. Little Britain, Ali G was massive. Like Borat and all them characters were massive. Who else was kind of big?
There was other things like Come Fly With Me got taken off.
Yeah, it was
as
the
well.
same. They're the same dons, isn't it?
Yeah, the same guys from Little Britain.
Yeah.
But what do you think though? What, like if there was, say like for example, someone. No, I'm trying to.
Kind of like a rules and regulations to sort of.
Yeah. Do you think there should be a lane for people to make content, like comedic content, in a way that is acceptable and not acceptable? Should there really be like a lane for like, oh, you can't do that, you can do that? You obviously there's certain subjects that everyone can find offensive and no one's really gonna be like, that's a laughing matter. But like with certain things, because I always believe with comedy, if you're funny enough, even though it might be a touchy subject or something, if you can deliver it in a way that is like making the situation more lighthearted, then you can get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a bit sticky. That
No,
one,
but
you know?
like I say,
you'll be like, you're black. I'm joking.
not even like that. Not even like that. But when I say that, because I always refer back to like Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle is someone who's always stuck to his guns.
But Dave Chappelle, see, that one's different because I consider Dave Chappelle and Russell Brand as the same caliber, because they use jokes to push an important message.
Yeah. They open up conversations.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't find Russell Brand funny, but the message that Russell Brand says, and like a lot of people don't understand, like what Russell Brand actually has and his ideals are actually legit. And I'm actually a strong believer in everything that he says. But to say his comedy, I don't know if I can sit there for a whole half an hour.
Nah, not Russell Brand per se, but more so Dave Chappelle. I use Dave Chappelle because I know sometimes people are doing this thing where it's like, oh, he should be cancelled, but like he's always done that for his whole career. Kind
They
of
tried
thing.
to cancel him recently.
Again.
It was
Which Sticks and Stones, the one that came out like 2019 or
yeah, and they got all the reviewers to rate it like 0%, and then when it got open, So what he said, I think it's the one when he talked about when did Jesse Smollett, when did that happen?
Yeah. It was in 2000 and I think it was it late 2018, start of 2019. But I remember him talking about it.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm using Dave Chappelle as the example, because I feel like he does it. But he's like a hard example to use because he's really, really talented, and I feel like he can make a story out of anything. But in general, I think with comedy, if you can package it in a way that isn't necessarily offensive, then you can get away with it, with what you're doing.
It's hard though, because like you just because first of all you got to look at you can't you can make jokes about pretty much anything, you just can't cross that line, but you just don't know what that line is. Do you get me? Like it's just
So how would you look at it when you're doing yours? What's your line and what can you push, and how would you market it to fit Crispinion?
To fit Crispinion.
Yeah, Crispinion's opinion.
But I feel like, sorry to jump in, but I feel like watching what Crispin does, his are like the very like relatable everyday kind of thing.
But you never know, Crispin could actually come and say, "No, I want to be a comedian." See, he's thinking about it.
I'm nah, not even like.
But you're an influencer now. You know they're gonna ask you to be an activist soon. So they're gonna ask you to talk. They're gonna ask you to talk on subjects you don't know. Yeah. So you have to be prepared. When people are gonna start calling your name, oh my God, Crispin, what do you think about abortion? You need to speak.
I need to speak. Yeah.
No, but people look at
I don't like that though.
I don't like it. I am a proper pro against.
Forcing people to speak when they
influencers to speak. You can't follow someone who was on X on the beach to come and tell you, come on, what's happening about Black Lives Matter?
Yeah,
he was only famous because he's smashing out. Or someone who's a makeup artist. Like I don't get it.
Yeah,
like it's all different. Like you shouldn't do that, and people are gonna force you now. You know, you're gonna be you're gonna be under your comments.
I think it depends whether there's a subject that they believe that he has influence.
But no,
on. I know
they don't care. People now only see numbers.
Yeah.
They see numbers, and because you have numbers, they generally feel like you can reach the masses with
See,
that.
here's the thing, because what you're saying is what I was saying to you. Do you remember, like, when we had that discussion? Like, because okay, so in one point, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you know, you've got people who have like big numbers should have spoke out. Do you get me? Like, in terms of like just sharing whatever, you know, like Black Lives Matter, obviously. But at the same time, like, who am I to expect flipping Michael McIntyre to come out and say, you know, you should do this and that for Black Lives Matter kind of thing. But I think in terms of like, say, for me, like, I'll always share, but I don't think we should expect people to speak out and go out of the way and make videos and say, this is wrong, this is the... Do you remember that video where they got all... exactly that video where all the actors came and said, what were they saying? Like...
I stand with you or something like that.
You said this?
These actors, man.
From England?
No,
American.
Yeah.
The Imagine thing.
And it was all in black and white.
It's all black and
Yeah,
white.
it was like, it's very performative. It was like what they call virtue signaling. Like, oh yeah, I'm with you, I stand with you. But like you were saying, it was nonsense, to be honest.
It was nonsense, but like obviously their PR must have said, oh, you've got this following, you need to say this and and like it just ends up being like nonsense kind of thing. So
It's the legit, like, this is what I'm saying, like, we're at this time, yeah, we don't have great people. You need to think like the great people were like in the 60s and back then, and where was Greta Thunberg? You could talk about global warming. I was like, big woman, you should be speaking. She didn't say nothing. That's
16, mama, so that's a big woman.
I was thinking,
if she had a vim about plastic, why didn't she have a vim about us? Like, there comes enjoy that one.
wow.
No, I do get it.
But
Because
she actually, I heard zip.
no,
like,
it's true though. I kind of disagree when you say we don't have great people. I feel like what happens is,
we don't have people of that magnitude.
not even that, everybody has a platform to speak. So the great people get mixed in with all the noise from everyone else because everyone else is chiming in. Whereas it used to be like, these are leaders, quote unquote, and these are the people we're going to follow, and this is what their agendas are, and we can get behind it. Now it's like,
Crispionion's there.
Crispinion, not to use you as an example, yeah, Crispin's there, front left is saying this, and whatever's saying this, and whatever's saying that, and then it's like a competition where it's like, them man said this, and them man said that, whereas back then it was more like
Just the one.
Yeah.
But
sort
I
of
wouldn't
focus.
expect you to say anything. If you did, I'll be like, yo, fair play. But we should now really differentiate between people with platform and people to talk. Because look at it now, man. People actually say... The thing is, we live in a time now, everyone's so easily offended, and it goes back to the joke things, like, people are too offended when someone says something and doesn't hit their ideology, but you force them to speak. So what they said didn't live up to what you want. Not everyone's delivery is as good. Do you get what I'm saying?
True.
Like, so why are we now starting to think like, oh shit, he didn't deliver the right message, so now I'm going to be like, fuck this guy. First of all, you need to think, if I was an influencer, like, bear in mind, like, if I was me and I had that platform, obviously I could articulate what I was going to say, but at the same time, you need to think, if I didn't articulate it to the other 90% who didn't think the way I think, I've just fumbled my bag.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I need to eat. Like, come on, like, so it's a double-edged sword. Should I speak or should I shut up?
Yeah,
Like-
I think as well, it depends, like you were saying, like if you've got the audience to speak to. Like a lot of the time when you want to say something, the majority of people who follow you think on the same kind of wavelength anyway. So sometimes I feel like when people are speaking out and saying things, we're already speaking to people who think or understand what we're going through. Whereas what we really need to be doing is getting into spaces where people don't think like us. So then when we reach that audience, then they can understand from a different perspective rather than it's just falling on the same kind of thought pattern, because then you're just wasting your energy. But like you were saying about like the influencers, like you said, everyone sees the numbers and thinks, yeah, because this person has a big following, etc., they should then be the pillar to then tell us what to do. And a lot of the times, really, these people were like, they had ordinary lives, and then within 2 years they become this big thing. Like they're still that same person.
Yeah.
They don't, just because they have a lot of like numbers or backing, they're not like super like they haven't just all of a sudden got like a doctorate in politics and that's race relations and stuff like.
Are you promoting any teeth whitening kits or booty tea? You can get out now if you want to shout out. That's what them influenced them booty slipping tees and every influencer pushed that.
What would you do right now if I took out my little light? Like,
yo,
the little
do
blue
it, man.
light?
Plug your influencer, man.
Nothing.
So I want to ask though, how did you start coming up with like? I seen yesterday you had posted stickers of things that you've done and the things that you want to do. How do you come up with these processes?
Boy, I truthfully, I think it's just boredom from work, because obviously we've been in lockdown, but my office has still stayed open, so I've been going into the office throughout this whole thing. So, but work slowed down a lot, so I wasn't really getting busy in work. So for me, I was just sat there on my desk. So when my ideas just come through, because some of them just come through like if I'm just sat in the office and like I just see something and I just go from that idea, and then it's somehow my brain goes into a video idea, so it just goes like that. And then I don't know, they just literally just come to me when I'm just sat there bored, like, and I just, obviously because I'm in the office, I've got to write it down or I'll just forget by the time I finish work. So I just.
So when you're like in work, so I do this sometimes when I'm in work as well. I'll think of something, I'll just start laughing. Do you ever just burst out?
I do that a lot.
Do you know, I laugh all the time.
Like this. Honestly, I do that so much. It's ridiculous. And people
look at you like this madman. You know what? That shows a good heart. You know, like people that laugh at their own jokes are good people. Like, be serious.
That's true.
It's actually true, man. But
I know what you're saying, because you laugh at all your own jokes. No, but I agree though. I agree.
Funny, I could be there sitting there busting. Even when I used to listen to a pod on the way to work, I'm on the train or something, and I listen to it, I'm just like, see how I was laughing over that guy? I'm laughing like that on the train. People looking at me like, rah. Then I have to fix up and then give them the screw eye, and they're like, oh shit. Like, no, don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that as well. But like you were saying with like how you come to create the content, like if you can't do it there and then, so you will like jot down the idea.
I've got to jot it down, see like just like quick hand, just like say what it is that I want to do, or what, like sometimes I've been drawing like faces of what kind of facial expressions I want to make, but like just write it down quickly, and then
So did you come up with the ha? Not this way.
Yeah.
I can't do your laugh, but I'll have to do ha.
But his laugh is like, I feel like it's one of them. I don't know, obviously the process that you went through, but to me it seems like something like where you'd have done something, heard yourself laugh, and then thought, I can work with this here because there's something to go with, just because it's unique. That
was just random me, because honestly I didn't even plan that one. Like I didn't think it would pop off like it did. Like that was literally me. Like I remember my sister was upstairs in her room and I was just in the living room. Everyone else was in work, so I was just there. I was scrolling through. And literally I just started to record, and what it was, I started laughing and then I stopped, and then I thought, like people always like, laughing emojis and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I thought, so like, when you send it, when you type obviously an emoji by accident and stuff, and I thought, let me do that as an actual video. And I just started doing it.
That's mad. So when the one, I'm not even gonna do it on the mic, so I'll butcher it anyway. But the one where
yeah,
you like,
no, that's why I just go.
I was like, yo, I remember back in the day, when I thought, I can spit bars, and I was trying to do.
Is that how you used to laugh?
No.
I was like, chicka.
No. And I thought, how did this man go like? So then I was like, okay.
I need to. I've got a video trailer off it as well.
No,
it don't sound like
that needs to stay away, man.
And hey, listen, sorry, but you know what? When you've done that pod where you said that you like used to do rap back in the day, I tried to YouTube you and I couldn't find nothing.
I don't gonna find nothing.
You was on YouTube, was you? You found us. You found me. Yo, we started the rhythm, man. We started it. Yo, if it wasn't for us, Shaq Omar wouldn't sing. So yo.
Mad.
Don't just, yeah.
Big statement. Give us a
I
verse.
shocked when
No,
you said it.
I remember you
Yeah,
said it.
man,
Give us a
we-
verse.
We started it. I can't give you a verse now, man. I'm a house DJ though. Come with Jonathan.
Oh, so yeah, getting back to it. So I thought I was in the house by myself. So I thought, oh, let me just try and copy this little laugh in there. So then I tried it. But didn't realize my mum had come into the house in it. And she thought I was coughing. So she came into my room and she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." She was like, "You sure?" Like, yeah. But yeah, it's mad. Absolutely mad.
That's it.
Yeah, the one where you're laughing, you go, that one just I can't even do it.
Mum was like,
We've butchered your laugh, you know, we've actually butchered it. There's a question that I want to know though. How do people find these things? Because it's mad because the views to the following doesn't match up. When I see people with like, especially with the old lady that I follow, like when I started to follow her or watch her stuff at the beginning, she only had like, maybe it was like 50k. But then the videos were catching like 2 million, 3 million views. I'm like, rah, how do the algorithms work? Because it's one of them, like, how do people find your stuff like that? How do people find your stuff?
So for me, when I don't even know how true this is, but everyone does it. So when they post a video, they hashtag FYP and for you or for you page. And I think when you hashtag that, I feel like it's got a bigger chance of reaching people's homepages.
So yours must have been on homepage to get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's just it just builds up like that. That's as far as I know it. But
Okay.
Yeah, and I think also on TikTok, like if one person does something, like there's a button where you can see the original, can't you?
yeah, so like basically, you obviously with my laugh, like I've done it, posted it, and then you can click at the bottom where it's like got the laugh thing, and that's because obviously TikTok people use each other's laugh and like laugh
The
use each
audio
other's sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another way. So obviously if it's on people's FYP, they want to do it, so they do it. And then like say a big page or someone with a lot of following does it, then they just click on the sound and then it just goes like that.
That's mad.
Spreads like that.
So do you think it's mad where you hear people have sound recorded your laugh and you're just recording your laugh just normally? Because I think that's funny. Because when I watch your videos, you're just laughing. But then people are now sampling your laugh. And I always think like, rah, you're just doing it organically. You don't need to do it, and then other people like, don't you think that's weird?
It is mad. Like the first few, after the first one that I done, and I seen like 100 people had use it. I'm still shocked right now when I look at the numbers of how many people have used my laugh, because I just think I would have thought if anyone else was going to do it, just do your own laugh. Like I didn't think it would be a thing of people would use my laugh. Yeah. So like I've had a few people even comment message me like, "Ross, so that's your actual laugh." I had one person message me asking, where did you get the laugh track from? I was like, no, it's me, it's my laugh, it's my voice. I was like, wow.
The laugh track, you know. That is banter.
So funny.
But yeah, I think I remember going on TikTok and seeing it, and it was like 1.7 billion people or some
Doing the hashtag,
doing the hashtag.
It's on like 2 billion people using the hashtag.
2 billion, that's nearly
Yeah.
like
Well, not people.
nearly the
I
world.
think it's views. It's views. I think it's 2 billion
yeah.
views
Calculating
altogether.
people, man. Fuck.
It's because
Translate that into money. You're the black Jeff Bezos.
That's mad.
oh man, because I think I know on TikTok when you go to like the main pages, like it has the trending on the explore and stuff, and then it'll tell you how many people have viewed it, and then once you click on that, then it gives you the breakdown. I think is it the top, the people who have used it the most, or the people with the most followers, or something along those lines.
I think it's the most viewed, which is annoying. I've actually messaged TikTok about that, like, because obviously, so hashtag laugh pause that. They've done it because obviously so many people were using it. So they're the ones who said, TikTok are the ones who decided we need to make this a hashtag and actually create it into a thing. So they called it hashtag laugh pause.
They should give you a revenue for that.
So I messaged them anyway to ask for to put my logo at least on the thing, but they said they look into it.
Can you get logos on hashtags?
Well, yeah. So if I actually done hashtag laugh pause, then it would be like I've started it, so it would be like that. That's what I thought anyway.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
To show that you're the originator,
to
basically.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
But like right now, if you go on hashtag laugh pause, like I'm like so it's like in freeze. So I'm like the 4th or 5th, like just there. Do you get me? So like there's one who I'm assuming has more views, or I haven't checked how many views it's got, but
So talking about that, then there should be a revenue coming your way, then, innit?
I don't know.
How does TikTok have ads?
Yeah, it does have ads, but I think with TikTok you need specific companies or individuals to be like. So, for example, let's just say it was Nike, because I've seen some people do like shoe ads and stuff.
No, but
So-
can't you can monetize off ads?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that company would have to approach the individual and be like, we like how you do your stuff. So say, for example, say Crispin in all his laugh videos was wearing a specific brand, and that brand got a big exposure. That brand might go to Crispin. Oh, in every video you've been wearing our brand, and it's got this much views. We want you to do a video separate to that, but wear our brand, but make it in a similar style. Because I've seen some people do like, they've just made their own videos, and then because they're good at how they make videos or edit it, that brand has said to them, no, I want a video how you do it normally, but for us. So but I don't know how the payment works though.
So has anyone outreached you? Yeah.
I've had some.
Yeah.
I've had some.
Okay. BTT and Teeth Whitening Kids.
Nah, not that. Not that. But just a few. I've had a few.
Okay.
I'm working through that.
That's good, man.
Is this something that like you're looking to like take on? Because obviously from the sounds of it, it seems like you just started this just for fun, just like not really caring about like, you know, what other people think, and I'm just gonna jump on and just have a laugh of it. But now, like the next stage might be like, oh, you know what, I can actually like do something with this.
Definitely. No, I'm definitely like trying to turn it into. Cause, hey, listen, I'll be honest. Like, I don't want to keep doing a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. Obviously, shout out everyone who's doing it, but like, I have more fun
Doing stuff.
doing the videos and creative stuff. So I feel like if I can get more serious with it, like I think once I reached what might have been like, I think it was 100K, I thought to myself, yeah, like you can keep doing this and keep going further and push it, and then eventually you can like actually, if you can try and make money from it. So for me, it was TikTok going big. I thought, yeah, I've got to get my Instagram big, because that's where people make money.
Do you know
innit?
what it is? It's not that either.
It's not.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Come to me, man. I'll be your mentor, G. Nah,
Definitely. I'm jumping on YouTube as well. I am working on trying
The
to.
thing is, because that I didn't know about about how TikTok works, so it was good that you told me about that. But Instagram are only starting to. They haven't introduced it yet, but they're going to introduce a whole monetization stuff. So it's
For
basically
IGTV, innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you need to start pushing out like 3-minute videos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you need to think now, when Corona or when post this, the figures are going to drop.
Yeah.
This is what people not really taking on board. Like, these things are going to drop. So it's one of them, like, especially from like, if you're looking at it from a media's perspective, IGTV was actually a failing brand, or it's a failing concept. So it doesn't deliver the kind of awareness or the kind of revenue or the kind of like engagement it was meant to give. So they kind of backlogged it, but because of what happened with this, kind of boosted the whole platform again. So they're looking to monetize it, but then at the same time, YouTube is that one.
Yeah.
But then YouTube, where you get money, it's like the way you get money from YouTube is having many different pages.
Yeah.
So it's like not just having one, you need to have 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
that's,
think the people who are big on on YouTube are also big across the other platforms.
yeah, they're on different.
So it's like YouTube is like the one.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You're saying that you need to be big across different
Wait
platforms?
there,
No,
you said three different channels.
Three pages on
Three?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
look at like different like vloggers, it doesn't matter how big your channel gets at the same. So I'll have to break it down for you now, but it's the range of what you get is 0.00 or $0.01 for every 1,000 view.
Okay.
So that's after. So your video could only be monetized after 3 minutes, and it's 0.01 to 0.03 depending on how big your page and how it is, or how it works, and how many ads per the actual clip. So if it's 2 ads per clip, it's 0.3. If it's 1 ad, it's 0.1 every 1,000.
I feel like I need to be making notes right now.
No, I've got you. But basically, then you need to think as well. Like when you're starting off, you start off with 1 page. But then it's like this whole shadow banning thing and so on. So it is kind of legit to a extent.
Yeah.
But you need to think now, if you have one page and that one page has 2 million subscribers and you're getting 200k viewings, 200k viewings of a video, you can build another page where if your page has been there for a year or two and it's now plateauing, you can create a newer page, something different, maybe differentiate it a bit and have maybe less viewings or less subscribers, but average it out the same views.
Okay, yeah.
So then now you're still making
That.
so
it's like-
yeah. So then it's like one of them, like, because a lot of people's subscribers stop watching set pages. Do you know what I'm saying? So the way you capitalize on money from YouTube as well is to have many different other pages and just differentiate the content a bit more, and then you start getting a revenue pool from that. So if you think about it now, if you're, I think, shit.
It's similar to like the Joe Rogan where he's got his main page for the full podcast,
Yeah, so-
and then the JRE clips.
But it's like many different vloggers have them. A lot of food. I watch, like, if I was gonna be a blogger, like, I would do food blogs, like, because food blogs do crazy,
Yeah.
and like it's one of them where. So I followed this guy called Mike Chan and Food Ranger and so on, and the way these man slip up the. Yo, it's bare emphasis on the food, but I'm like, yo. But you see what they do, they've got like that main page, and their main page has been on YouTube for like 6 years, but then Strictly Dumpling's been there for 6 years, and then he's got like so many sub platforms. If you look at KSI has his original page, and then he's got old what it's called, the second one, something else. It's a second other page, but that second page, which is newly established, has got 2 million followers, 2 million subscribers, but it's bringing in like kind of roughly the same kind of viewings.
Okay.
So you just need to think now you're getting 2 different revenues from 2 different pots. So yeah, just look at it that way. If you're ever going to go into YouTube,
Yeah.
try and have many different pages, not like maybe 3, and then offer to a different market each one, or maybe just a slight variation. So then it offers you the same kind of like, revenue stream. Because you need to think if you want to try and make like, I think 1 million followers or 1 million views is like maybe, I think it's like less than $3,000, just maybe a bit less, or like, yeah,
$3,000 per what?
like 1 million
Million
views.
views.
Oh,
So if you get 1 million views a month, it's like less, or like maybe like $2,000 or $1.5 or whatever. It's like a salary basically. So you think if you're putting out like on your main channel, you're putting out like 4 videos a month and you're getting maybe 1 million views, you can put another 4 on them 2, 3, and you're.
Is that 1 million views across all the content?
It works monthly, innit?
No, but I mean, like, so say like I had a page and I had 5 videos and I got 1 million across 5.
You still get that kind of a revenue portion.
Would you get more if I get, say, like I got 1 million on each one?
Mm-hmm.
So I get more per.
You get more money because
Okay,
it's all separate entities. So it's like each view, each
channel's like a different company.
Yeah. So then, but there's a lot of things to get into. YouTube now, really like capitalizing on like violations and.
Yeah, they can't delete a lot of content if they don't feel like
it's not even just deleting content. It's they have a strict like rule set now where they don't want to give people money. So like it's easy to demonetize a video so quickly.
Yeah.
Just for even like money, music that's being played, or set things that you said, or censorship, or because back in the day when I'll say YouTubers 10 years ago to YouTubers now, they're not as rich. Like if you look at YouTubers back then, they were stupid money because the revenue stream was like, it was still a platform where there was money coming into it and people were getting really rich from it. So that's where you look at them bigger ones. But you don't hear that success now from the other YouTubers. But I wouldn't mind making 4 pages, getting like a couple of bags. That's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
But being a YouTuber is hard because, or even just trying to put out that content, if it's not stuff that you like it's
You gotta enjoy what you do.
and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Everyone thinks they can be a vlogger now. This is what I'm saying. Everyone feels like they can do YouTube and they can be a vlogger, or they can do this, and it's starting to look like where you need a parent company. Like you need someone who has that, like, who can be your umbrella to now catapult your page. See, look at
Like shout out to me, like.
not like shout out. Let's like
Like how they have like the foot asylum page and he put like the different
yeah.
episodes out.
So like that. So like basically like how young Philly was on a wall of comedy and he used to do them street talks. And it helped him boost his profile. And then he started getting onto stuff himself, and then Chunks as well. And they're doing set series. And then it helps build their platform. But being a YouTuber or saying I'm going to start becoming a vlogger today, it's a lot harder than now because there's so many, and there's content coming out daily. You just need that one thing to be like, to push out there. So it's hard. It's actually a graft. But I feel like if you're looking to do it, just keep on building yourself as a personality, and then just be like, yo. If I was you, I'd start putting your compilations. Start putting your compilations into stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, speaking of that, like, have you obviously with TikTok, it's either 15 seconds or a minute. Like, have you ever tried to do more than a minute? Have you tried to like? It's very different because I know with TikTok, it's similar to like when you just go on Snap and you do something silly, you can just fling it on.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of concept where you can either be really, really, like, meticulous where you can plan it, or you can just do it literally because it came to you. But, like, have you ever stopped them for, I'm going to try and plan and do this in a way where it's, like, it's more than a minute to maybe take it to YouTube or to IG?
Well, obviously, because before I was doing TikTok, my videos, I was doing IGTVs, and they were, like some of them were ridiculously long.
Yeah, I've seen some.
So, like,
sitting in the car and stuff.
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, car conversations. But, definitely, it's something that I want to go back to doing. But at the same time, I've got to, while that TikTok page is growing and Insta growing, like, I've got to try and like, what my main focus is right now, grow TikTok, keep going, because I feel like if I can grow that and then get them to my IG, and then hopefully from IG, YouTube and that, then hopefully I can start doing that. But I don't think I'd have no issue making a long video again. But I mean, it's different because I feel like having a minute to make, the little skits where I'm like multiple people. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's easier because it's just a minute kind of thing. I don't know if people would watch that for longer than a minute. Do you get me? But I am like looking to start doing like actual YouTube skits and stuff. Yeah.
Because I feel like when you do something for over a minute, you need to like round off the story in a way where when it's just a minute, you can experiment a little bit, and you can just be like, I'm gonna do this.
If you're gonna do skits, always have it in your head that you need to aim between 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah. If you're gonna start making a revenue in there, it's 3 to 5 minutes. 3 minutes, I think that's where they start putting ads. They put ads in the beginning, but if it's not longer than 3 minutes, there's no need for ads. So that's where you need to always get into your head. Yeah. Like, if I'm gonna start monetizing it, and then I think it's like 10 where's 2. And then if it's long, but you don't want to be doing the long.
Yeah, don't want to. Honestly, even with TikTok, like when I first started making, because most of my videos, like at the beginning, they were just 15 seconds because every time I try to make a minute one, people, especially on TikTok, they don't stick to it. Like, they're quick to like, you get me? So
it's hard to get someone's concentration just to be like,
for a whole minute.
TikTok's like Vine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, depending on who the TikToker is, like, you come to know what to expect from them. Yeah. So like, there's some TikTokers that do minutes, 1 minute ones, like mainly, and because you know how the format is, you want to watch that 1 minute.
But see, this is the thing with IGTV. I can't watch something over a minute that long. There's something about IGTV that
do you know what it is?
I don't know if it's what you're gonna say now. But do you know when you go on somebody's post, and then it does for however many seconds, and it says keep watching.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sometimes I'm just like,
I think that giving people that choice, I think that's what kills it.
Yeah.
I see people put like feature lengths like 10 minutes. There's something about me sitting on my phone.
Do you know what it is? I feel like
feature length like that.
It's the aspect of being on Insta and watching it. Because Insta's never come from that.
It's not that it's
video
not that
kind of platform.
Yeah. Whereas, all the time when you're on Insta, you're just quickly scrolling.
Exactly.
It's that quick, ha ha ha.
I'll be honest, even me, like, I've done, like, say my car conversations, they're like 15 or however long.
15 minutes?
Yeah. They're like long
ones. I watched one time and I was like, nah, I need to skip this middle bit.
That's what it is.
Come to the last part.
Honestly, the video itself is like an hour long. Do you get me? Like, so what I do is I was doing like the however long IGTV can be, and then I put the full length on YouTube.
Oh man.
Man,
You
Okay.
get me?
Okay.
So like even then, like for me, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, oh, that is kind of long, but
Yeah.
And now what are you talking about, big man?
oh, it was at Love Island.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Funny,
Do you know what's mad? I've got a Love Island idea, and I think this will put me into the major leagues. Right? Like, the major leagues. Right? I want to talk. Do you know what? Yeah, this would have been the year to do it.
Yeah.
This would have been the year to do it, but Corona. But I'll do it next year. And like,
Now wait, everyone's gonna watch it next year because it's not.
but
come
this is what I'm saying. My idea, fam.
Yeah, but you need to start pitching it to people then, don't you?
Picture two. It'll be us doing it.
Oh, us doing it?
absolutely. You said it, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realise you meant us doing it.
But
Yeah,
no
don't
one's done
leak
it.
Don't leak it.
No,
don't
I'm
leak
not
it.
The way you
leak
said it, you were like, you were going to put me in the big... I thought you said you got like an idea and you were going
Nah,
to pitch
it's because it's decent. It's decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that.
Fam, you could be in it. Oh, you could
I
be
don't
in
even
it.
know what the idea is myself.
Nah, I've said it bare times. I even said it on the group.
Okay, I'll have to...
Yeah.
It's just
He's not
in my
reading
mind.
the group.
So it's no one's done it, man. No one's done it, but yeah. People used to love my little Love Island rants. I got invested. Like, yo, man,
the
I'm
commentary.
invested and come out and people like, eh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to do a little running commentary of
yo, swear
what
down.
was going on. I do believe there is like a space for that kind of
There is.
thing, because like what another thing that's big on YouTube, even though I'm not really into it, like reaction videos and things like that.
I thought
People
you
love them.
was going to say something else. I thought you was going to say mukbang.
Nah,
Have you ever seen that?
No.
Fam, where these man just eat food. I see Asian man do it, but they eating like these Chinese.
I'm not gonna sort that. I'm not gonna say what.
I don't know what you were thinking.
Where you ever seen them videos on YouTube where on you see them on Twitter, or the Chinese people eating these mad food and it's bare
Slurpee and stuff.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Fam,
Is that what it's called?
So
Mukbang.
what I was thinking of is when they just feed somebody else. That's what I thought you were
it's
gonna
kind
say.
of the same kind of concept.
All right, okay.
But there was one where this woman, I don't know what she was eating. Either it was like sea urchins or something, but it was like it was fat.
Oh, yeah,
It was.
yeah.
Just the one where she sucks her skin.
Nah, it was like it looked like a dick, but it was like from water, and she pulled it out and oh, fam, my whole spirit left my body. But like people watch that shit, like bare people watch people eating, and like it's
Me and Perry do. Yeah. There's this man called Beard Meets Food, and
I watch
literally
Beard Meets Food,
All
yeah.
he does is get like orders loads of food and just eat it,
Eats
and
it.
it's like you
People
just get
love
hooked.
it.
You get hooked.
And
Yeah,
like
true.
all these people. Say if I was gonna become a YouTuber, I'd 100% do mukbang,
yeah.
and just sit there and just
eat.
talk shit,
Yeah.
and just be like, fam. But I don't like you see how they eat, and they eat like really like intensely, like the food's and then you hear the mics on there's emphasis on the chomping and
Yeah.
like it's really like, and it's sloppy, but it started off in like Korean stuff and like all these Asian people eating like fire noodles, and then it got adventurous to like these mad different animals, and that's how coronavirus started, man. Like
Maybe, but fam, I don't know about eating all those. Would you actually eat the stuff yourself though?
100%. If I know
Yeah.
I'm getting a certain little wage at the end of the
You're
thing.
saying you're eating eels and all sorts of things
Yeah,
like
But
that.
man.
you're not getting paid straight away, so
Yo, I'm investing from my pocket. Like, yo, it's at the end of the day. It's like, what? Yeah, 100%. If I know, it's like, if I can get views from it, then calm, yeah. In the beginning, I'll take it slow. But then I really need to, like, because I see some of these, man, and, like, I don't know if my metabolism could keep up. Like, I don't know how that Beard Meats Food does it, because, yo, it's like, who started it in the beginning? Adam Richmond. Man versus Food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
but
first
he
one.
had to slow down though because
He said he got too fat.
yeah, and he had heart problems or something.
But he wasn't
so,
a competitive eater. He said he could eat, and he's like, fuck it, he's good for the show. And then who else do I watch? Munchies. So
yeah, I watch
Vice
Munchies.
Vice
is
for
really
me is the best platform out there. Like the content that they deliver. Vice is a perfect idea. So Vice have Munchies, they have Vice Sport, Vice. They have, what else do you have?
good. They have documentaries on like psychedelic drugs.
Yo,
go
they
to different,
smash it.
different countries.
So like,
They've got what's that guy who's on Joe Rogan, the one with the glasses, Hamilton Morris.
Who's
That's
that?
it. You never seen Hamilton Morris on?
no.
He always goes to like these different countries. He's done one in ketamine in India. He's been to like South Africa where they lick toads.
But do you know toad licking's actually a legit thing?
Yeah.
You know what gets you high?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's been
the
to.
Isn't it the
pores.
ectoplasm of the...
I don't know about ectoplasm.
It's like the bodily fluid that like
It's the
comes out of the...
it's the toxins that release from the spores.
That's what I meant to say.
That's ectoplasm.
That's what I meant to say.
One game
I
with
was
the
actually
big
coming
words,
like,
you know.
he's like, you know what, I'm gonna finesse the rhythm here. And he's got it wrong.
Nah, my repertoire, I've told you before, man, it's unmatched, unrivaled.
What, but at the wrong context.
Doesn't matter, man, let's move on.
I've got a few more things to ask, actually. Oh, boy, we've actually got through a quick. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let's talk about you. Let's allow TikTok, man. Let's allow we know you like. We know you like crisp.
That's
Is
true.
it because it's in your name, like Arson and Arsenal? Is it your birthright, Crisp and Crispin?
It's just what it's meant to be. To be honest, I only started doing that because my name, like, you're talking about my IGTV, my IG thing. I only started doing that.
Do you know what? When I saw it, I thought that as well. But then I actually think that could actually be a thing as well.
I'm trying to make it a thing. I'm not gonna lie. I am trying to make it like a
Crispins crisps.
Yeah.
I think that has a ring to it, like where you like not to say like the chicken connoisseur kind of thing, but that kind of idea where it's just something so easy you can do anywhere. I think it has legs.
Why don't you start doing things like, I don't know, what can you do with crisps? Like, I'm trying to think. Man. What do you do?
Crisps, could be popcorn.
Nah, don't be crisp and crop. Give us the crisp. What can you do in what things do people do with crisp? Like, I remember when I was in school, I used to eat like crisp butties, and then
just like see what I can do with crisp, like in food. You mean like
or there's like different crisp enthusiasts, man. Tour the UK, man. Go Leicester.
Nah, I do. I reckon I need to start tagging them.
Yeah.
I need to start tagging them.
Yeah, man.
Nah, you should. But like, do you have influence? When I say influences, I didn't mean like that. I meant, do you have influences? Like, who inspires you? Like, do you have anyone in like comedy? It doesn't even have to be comedy. It could just be in general. Because sometimes I see some stuff and it's not even related to whatever piece of content I'm looking at, and then it makes me inspired to create. Yeah.
To be honest, so obviously if we pull it way back to Vine days, then I know a lot of people have been hating on him, but I used to rate King Batch.
Yeah.
So like,
Okay, so yeah, he was the originator for me. King Batch.
Yeah.
Daystorm, Melvin Gregg.
I don't know about that.
You know, Melvin was so funny.
Nah, I don't know about
No,
that.
Which one's Mel? Is he the
tall light
light-skinned
skin
one?
brother?
The one
You
who pretends to be
funny.
like, oh wait, is he the one who pretends to be Obama and Drake and stuff?
No,
or
I'm
is
saying
that-
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
I don't know.
I was like, I know who Melvin Gregg is. Yeah,
and then Kumia and all them galley were all on it.
yeah.
Nah, just
mainly King Batch.
Yeah, it was mainly King Batch then, but then also King Vader right now makes some sick videos.
But you know what actually put King Vader in the like, I would say like differentiated them from all the rest was his like, first of all, his love for anime, and then whoever did the edits from his videos from the get-go, it was like, it wasn't no like small production. It was always
it's
like
a movie. It
was a movie.
Yeah.
So it was like he had that. It was like he had it from Vine, and then I watched the whole thing. Like he transitioned it well to Instagram, and then Instagram to YouTube. So it was like
he's a genius. Honestly,
yeah,
he's a genius with the way he's done it. Honestly,
and he's capitalized on each 3 platforms now. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
Even when you watch the behind the scenes of when he's doing it, like it's crazy. Like you'd think he's shooting a movie when it's just like a little short video.
one.
Yeah, nah, them lot do definitely inspire. I don't know, but it's like one of those where it's just like, right, like you're actually doing this like for real, and like you've made something from just like getting a little idea and making it into a big like.
What I like about America though, there's not kids who are techie on the camera at that age, so you need to think as well, like people who learn videography and have that skill is people who are in university. There's no one who is in school at our age, because you need to think he's like, I think King Vader's like maybe a year or 2 years younger than us, but they started like 16, 17, 18 or less than that. But there's people that they know who could do them edits.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
There was no, I don't even know about like videography. All I know is like wind and dispose. Like
Yeah, because I feel like with the Americans, it's probably because the personalities, they're like over the top of everything.
Yeah.
So the production of just like a 15-second video looks like you were saying, like it's a film.
But don't you think because America now, like, it's like there's so many things, they push so many different avenues. So it's like they push so much harder than they push it here, and they push. It's like everything's a competition to them. So it's like if you're not doing this, and that, where you gonna go? Here it's more like I think it's better to lay back the approach because we don't have that pressure. It's like if you're not the kid in high school, your whole life crumbles. But it's like your life kind of begins after school for a lot of people. Do you know what I'm saying? But in America, it's like a lot. You see it. A lot of people like really dwell on the past. I seen it on Twitter the other day where it was not funny. It was funny, but like, it was this guy. His sister went missing. It's actually a weird story. What
a way to start.
I know. Yes. His sister went missing, and his sister was like with this guy. So man had to put it. He was like, "Oh, my sister's missing," but she said she was with this guy. But like, I'm just gonna put it out there. The guy was the guy in school, but now he's a bum. Like, where does that actually come in? Like, this, like, he's like, they must be like in the mid-20s now, but he's like, yeah, he used to be the guy in school, but now he's nothing. But yeah, my sister's gone with this guy. I was like, wow, school's over, man. Like, they dwell on that high school years. You even see it in movies where they talk about, like,
see it in movies all the time.
I was the #1 quarterback in high school.
Yeah, or she was the cheerleader, or he's the big jock, and you're like, bro, these people are 15, 16.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So I kind of rate that, like, we have that chilled approach, but at the same time, I wish we kind of explored more different things, because imagine if we had that, we kind of be more creative on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like pushing it, because it's even looking at it now, like even with the whole thing of Afro swings becoming its own genre. We you know,
Afro
like
swing.
Afro swing. That's the whole like Young Bane and all that. It's called.
Oh
Afro
yeah,
swing.
okay, yeah.
It's becoming its own. It's getting its own chart. But like, it's mad because that British people used to copy like the whole American identity. So it's like we're now starting putting our own kind of like platform and our thing, and maybe our kids' generations now will be like more competitive to do different things, and I will become more technological with stuff as well. So,
Yeah. But so what's next then for Crispin, Crispinion? Anything in the near future?
Boy.
Dance battle with Tessa.
I'm retired, me, bro.
Nah, it's just more videos, YouTube. Obviously I'm obviously part of that pod as well, so hopefully we can start.
Plug your pod, talk about it.
Yeah, just obviously just us three mates. Me.
What's it called, Mitts? What did you say, Mitts?
Mates, us three,
Oh,
mates.
I was like, mitts?
I was like, yo, you just changed the pod name.
Yeah, it's Free Shades podcast. So it's just me, Pedro, and Michael. And we just literally chat about editing, really.
How did you come up with the name? Is it because you're 3 different colours?
3 different shades,
I told you this,
That's what it was.
and you man looked at me like I was a dickhead.
What he said? Was the colour of the microphone?
Yeah.
Okay, was that actually
logo.
one of, you know how your logo is? You know your faces actually transcend from the actual whose complexion in it. So it's like you're on the darker side and it gets lighter.
Oh, that was by chance.
That's what we were saying. I was like, I don't think there's been that much thought into it.
Okay, honestly,
that's why I was like, okay, that's why they call it 3 shades.
Nah, Pedro's sister made the first logo, and then Kieran Foster, shout out Kieran Foster, made the second logo. So yeah, it's just literally us just chatting about everything and anything, just bouncing it. It's cool. So yeah, 3 Shades podcast.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, just me, my videos, just keep doing videos, and YouTube one day. Just watch out for that.
Not one day, tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you know.
We're gonna have like a proper TED talk, like with you and YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, man. Yo, I'm gonna start charging people immediately.
You should, you know.
No,
That
you
sounded
should
like
if you have
serious.
Yeah,
You
bro.
have the expertise to, then yeah. Front left does, or Josh
Fox.
So it's mainly Josh.
presents. Mainly Josh.
It's mainly Josh Fox.
Nah, but what I meant by that is like we could all have
if you
something.
need anything about graphics, ask Teskey.
That's what I was gonna say. We could all have something.
But anyway, where you
Trey can
wanna
be tech.
need something about like socials and stuff, yeah, basically. But fucking, what was I gonna say now? That's it, really. That's it, really, man.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be back, to be honest.
Nah,
man.
to be honest, yeah, it's been a long
Studio's
time.
peng, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've been in here, so
Jeez. Shout out Liverpool Studios.
you know.
Yeah, man.
Liverpool Podcast Studios, I'm
that's the
sorry.
one. Trust. Anything else to plug, Crispin?
Actually, I want to plug something actually before we go off. This is kind of off topic, but it kind of refers back to what we said. Do you man think about this whole Kanye thing?
What?
But I haven't seen enough of it to see whether. So I haven't seen the full clips. I've just seen little.
I'll send you
Tubman.
I'll send you the half an hour clip.
About the Harriet Tubman thing
So
that he said.
yeah, fam.
So my whole take of it with Kanye at the minute, I feel like sometimes what he does, he not to say that his mental health is a joke or anything, but sometimes what he does, he plays on the fact that he knows he can use it as
Do you think it is?
shield.
Do you think it is mental health that is happening now?
I think it's a mixture. I feel like he knows he can get away with doing certain things and then blame it on the mental health. Like he did the thing on Twitter where he was talking about, I think he made a comment about like abortion, and I think it was anti-abortion or pro. I can't remember which side he was for, and he just started. He posted a random picture and he started tweeting all these things. He got so much backlash from it. Then he said sorry.
Abortion's a tricky subject to
I
talk
know
about.
that, but then this is why I'm saying that. Then he said sorry. Then he started posting pictures of his kids, saying, "Aren't they beautiful? This is my world." Da, da, da. So I feel like sometimes when he does certain things, he knows that he knows in his head that he can get away with it because he has something tucked under his sleeve to like take the attention off the thing that he does.
So there's a lot of things that I've been looking into where he's the whole him running is actually to take votes away from Biden. And I said this like a couple of months back. Biden ain't gonna win. So for Kanye to even come into play, I don't understand why he's actually in there, because Biden
He said it 3-4 years ago. He was going to run for 2020.
Yeah, he did, but I thought it was a joke. But
We all did.
yeah, I thought it was a joke.
So then,
But someone said, or it wasn't someone said, Joe Rogan said, if The Rock ran for president, he
yeah, I
would win.
saw that.
Yeah.
I 100% think The Rock would win.
He probably would have a good chance.
Yeah.
He'd probably have a good chance of being in
But
there.
then, have you seen how like now it's become now? Like, see, this is where America's so completely different from like England, where it's a gimmick to be president. Like that's like the highest like kind of thing you can become. But then you're telling me like, fam, all I need is to be the highest celebrity, be the people's champion,
Or
basically.
have a lot of money.
Yeah, and just become that way. But like even with Kanye, like Kanye's whole ideas of what he had for did you see he wanted in Silicon Valley, he wanted to build like his own gated community basically. And it was like Kanye Dome, I can't remember the name. But it's not affordable living, but it's like, I don't know, the way Americans class affordable living is like still kind of expensive. Like
Yeah.
so, but it was like the whole architecture of the whole buildings is like kind of like Star Wars inspired. Are you getting up?
Gonna try and find it.
So it's all like it's in Silicon Valley. It's all like Star Wars inspired, but the dimensions of how the buildings are built, it's like it's meant to be built that it can fit so many people in, but the dimensions of it wouldn't take up that much space. Started building them, and I think it's a great idea. I think it's a very great idea.
It's a utopian society.
Yeah. No, so they tore it down recently or last year. So they told him he needs to tear it down. So like the government were opposed to what he was doing. But I feel like it was actually Let's see.
No.
So yeah, I don't know if he talks about with Charlemagne, but it was like meant to be like very futuristic, and I do feel like he had the great like perspective of it. So then he ended up go on images if you can see the photos.
What, he made like a render of it, did he?
Yeah, he did. I'll try and find it
That's
actually.
a Kanye thing to do.
It is.
So then he bought. Have you seen that he bought like land in Wyoming?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
That's when he recorded his
that's when his last album.
Yeah. So then he wants to make it into a gated community as well. So I kind of understand like the perspective that he's coming from, but it's like it's mad because he's like, you need to be crazy to be a genius, but like it's now like his genius now is borderline like something else.
But I saw someone saying that maybe everything that he's doing or saying isn't actually him being mentally unwell and stuff, and he's just misconstrued, and everything that's happening is just like...
Jacob, type in Kanye West domes. So they started making the first couple of ones. They actually made a couple, and then the government teared them down.
Oh shit. See, I think Kanye is just being Kanye. Like even before the big fame that he had, he was like when
this.
Yeah, he was like this. Like when celebs talk about like their first encounter with Kanye before
like,
he was like huge. They say that he was like mad like
he
that.
He would just do what he felt was right at the time.
So like
before the album released, though, innit? He goes back.
So these are what they were looking. Yeah, that's where he got his inspired from Jacko, innit?
What are they, houses? Is that house?
Yeah, they were meant to be houses, but they could fit in so many people into
But who
one.
was meant to be living there though?
He was just gonna get people in there, like bare people, but they were meant to be, because Silicon Valley is expensive, innit?
Yeah, but when I say who, I mean is it a specific clientele? So
yeah, so it was for the people who can't afford to go to Silicon Valley, but it's like, see, this is, I don't understand how Americans class like what is middle class, because middle class for them is still kind of, they can do like rack dances. I've never seen something like, so it's one of them like, it was not, you can afford to live in Silicon Valley, but you can afford one of these gaffs. So it's like that between rich and middle class.
That looks like if they colonised Mars, what it looked like.
Yeah, basically. So we started with them, and then they told him that he needs to tear it down, and then that's what happened. So basically, yeah. So like, he's got like some kind of smart ways, but the way he delivers himself, yeah, is just a bit mad.
Yeah.
But then I feel like if Kanye did become president, Kanye will reveal everything. Like you tell the truth on anything.
all the secrets.
All the secrets, though.
Yeah.
All the secrets.
I'm gonna be like, I got a missile on this country. I got a missile on that country.
So I would love to see him become president, because I would love to know some of the shit, because the way man was like, he just, even after the whole thing, he started exposing everybody. He would expose the whole government. So maybe.
But at the same time, I feel like because they know he's like that, or he could be like that, they'll either won't tell him or they'll sedate him with drugs and
They'll say he's a risk to national
yeah,
security.
all those kind
They'd
of things.
assassinate him.
Yeah,
100%.
like
I think they would.
because they know just at any time he'll get amped up and you just get rallied, right, and you just bring out a song called like The World, and it'll just be like a list of all the madness that everyone's doing.
Nah, for real.
With like a flipping 808 in the background. So I don't know, man.
Realistically, he's not becoming president though. He's just he's way too crazy to. Well, not crazy. That's the wrong word. But
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
He's just
he's unstable. Yeah, that's the word.
can't trust man to just
Yeah.
do out just general everyday presidential stuff. Like,
Also,
man will be turning the White House into a Yeezy and stuff.
did you see these? I didn't see it. I just see tweets and stuff. The whole Wiley stuff.
Nah,
I didn't really dive into
I
it.
don't even want to touch into that because I haven't seen it.
Honestly,
I didn't
truthfully,
see
like,
it.
Wiley is the UK Kanye.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna
they're
say,
just wild.
but
And whenever
with
they say,
Wiley-
they just go crazy with it.
I feel like he tries too hard. I feel like sometimes he's not even like that. I feel like he's trying
No,
to.
I think Wiley is like that, but I didn't see it. All I just saw is like he said some stuff, and then
He
his
said
label.
yeah.
I didn't read it.
Nah.
You haven't read it. I haven't read it
Nah,
either.
I didn't bother to go into it.
Anti-Semitic stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But what people are doing though, because Wiley is black and he's like, they're using that like, they're kind of like almost like,
They're playing the race card.
yeah, but they're like, oh, because he's black, this is what Black Lives Matter stands for.
No.
And then, no, some people are
Who
like,
said this?
on some of the tweets, people are equating it to like, they're using Wiley being a black man as part of the issue when it's just like, no, it's him as an individual. And then they're equating it to like, this is what, it's, I haven't really looked into it. I haven't
See,
got
the one I
energy,
seen
man.
where
It's too
someone was like, how is, okay, obviously what Wiley said was bad, but they were saying like, okay, you have a catalogue of politicians who say racist shit on a regular basis. They have Katie Hopkins who says a lot of racist shit on a regular basis.
Tommy
But
Robinson
why
and
have they
stuff.
got like people to investigate Wiley? He was on the news and everything, and we're like, how was one black male who said that making trending news when you have these people that say it on a regular
Bro,
basis?
Nick Cannon, how quick he got fired as well.
Yeah. What I don't get the people who find Nick Cannon, is they the people who hold Wild 'N Out? Or
I don't think it's the people who hold Wild now, but you got a lot of the executive producers who are like Jewish and stuff like that.
What did he actually say? 'Cause
I didn't see exactly
see
what
it.
he said, but I'm not 100% sure. But obviously he must have. It's like, was it Reggie Yates back like a few years ago when he had to resign because he was basically he what he was saying was like, we, even though like there's a platform for us, I think when he says us, I think he was talking about like ethnic and black people. He was trying to also say that like we don't control it and we don't have the power because it's still run by quote unquote Jewish white men, and then he got in trouble for it. And then people were saying, but those are the people who own the institutions. And then people were like, you're not allowed to say that and stuff. But he was trying to say that like we have the power to create the content, but we're not up there yet.
But it's like one of them where, especially during Corona, what happened with the Jewish people? No, they just were congregating around, and they weren't breaking it up, and they weren't saying something. But I don't know. I don't really class Jewish people and everyone like the same. But people are like, why aren't Jewish people getting told? It's during that period where Black Lives Matter was happening, and I think some sort of Jewish holiday or something was happening. But like, why wasn't police stopping them? But why were we getting stopped for protesting? But it's one of them. You could say that why weren't people on the beaches getting stopped, or why it's just a whole kind
pick
of
and choose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever the government feel is worse, then they'll just
that's it.
Shift the direction to that
risk assessment. No, it's whatever is what they deem as a risk, and it's a shame.
Because the police with the beach ones were saying, "Oh, there's way too many people. It's too much for us, so we're just leaving."
But that's true. It was like that when in that rave they were like, "Allow it."
Yeah,
there was way too.
But
there was way
like
too many man, and they were like, "You can't take out everybody." So
it's true, but like at the same time, you said they pick and choose because our protests, there's up to 40,000, but they still managed to get a bit of police in certain parts. So
if they get 0.0001 of a crowd, yo man, they're hitting targets. Like they get paid to arrest people, man. So it's one of them.
Trust, but anyway, I think we need to round it up. Front Left podcast, back in the studio vibes, with our first guest.
Crispinion, plug all your socials now, this is your chance.
Oh yeah, so my Instagram is it's Crispin, ITSCRISPIN. Then my TikTok is Crispinion, CRISPION. No, Crispin. I struggle to spell it. It's my name and then Inion. You get me? Crispin's opinion. Crispin's opinion.
That was the funniest look.
That's what it is.
Either way, we'll have all the socials there on the description. And
Yeah.
If this goes on YouTube as well, on YouTube and everything, so people will be able to find you. So
sick.
Yeah.
Ding,
yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
And we're Front Left podcast.
Over and out.